Hi guys,
Hey, happy Thursday.
how's
Good to
things
see you
going?
guys.
Right?
Right?
Been a long week.
Right? I mean, right now, the reality is, I have to say it, and I don't know if any of you else are having this problem, but mosquitoes are a flipping nightmare right now.
Yeah, right. Down
I
here in the
mean, I
south.
walk out my door and I am literally attacked. I mean, the other was yesterday, I tried to get into my car and they were like, in my car, I had to get out of my car and say, oh, I can't do this because I wouldn't be able to drive because they would be attacking me. So I didn't even leave my driveway till I went and got some lemongrass spray and I was trying to spray and get rid of them,
Which didn't help very much.
which, oh,
We even went and
oh.
got these mosquito attractor things to get them away from the house.
Right. They're
Yeah,
supposed to attract them and kill them.
right.
Right. And so, okay, that's the point, and it says, yeah, you got to have it so many feet around from the house and blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't,
ignoring it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how terrible they are right now. So,
Yeah,
so hopefully,
backyard, side, it doesn't matter. I walked out into the garage. It is terrible. So
yeah,
I'm like, fine, trying to go, what can I do to get rid of these things?
right.
And they're saying, I mean, even it was saying, get a fan, an oscillating fan, because it will just, they'll give up eventually and leave the area. I'm going, well,
Well, that'd be nice. We should try that. I got a big old fan out there. We could try it.
well, I'm gonna try it for the chickens because I don't need them getting in there and sucking their blood either.
Chicken blood to the rescue.
Oh God. Anyway, so if any of you are having any problems with that, say me down below because I know I'm not alone in all of this. So yeah.
You got me, baby.
We are not alone in all of this. It's just kind of good to hear.
Right?
Anyway, that being said, we're talking about 100-100 versus 50-50. And I know we've mentioned this in previous lives that we've done,
Yeah.
um, but it's kind of been brought to our attention again.
Yeah.
So we're kind of going to just kind of focus just on that one little section. So it probably won't be very long today, which is fine. But we want to focus on like what a godly relationship is. A lot of people think it's 50-50, but we have said before,
Right.
No, it's 100-100. And so that's where we're at right now.
Right.
100-100.
Well, think about the relationship. Everybody's taught that. Well, you got to put 50. Everybody has to put 50% into the relationship, but in a good marriage, it's
And
not
a
50%.
godly one for
Right.
that, yeah.
It's not 50-50. Because so say how happens. I'm sick. I want to get maybe 5 or 10% if I'm lucky. So it means she has to pick up the slack. Is that 50%? So she started at 50%, and I'm at 10%. That's only 60% was happening.
Right. It's not a
right.
We're supposed to be giving 100-100. And the basis of that is scripture, as Christ being the example.
Right.
He gave himself for us. We had 0 and he gave 100%.
Right.
So, and the scripture says for in a marriage that you were to love your wife as Christ loves. And what he did was give 100.
Right.
So, and the woman is to be, honor and be respectful to her husband and be under him. Even though they're considered one, then she's not supposed to ever be the carpet. So don't go there.
Right.
But so in that, she's supposed to be giving 100 too, because she's supposed to be Christ-like as well. I mean, we are, believers, right. So that goes into that area.
Because like I said, you're not above me or below me. You're with me.
Right.
Because that's why God took a rib from Adam and created equal, right? Because a rib is equal, same spot, same side. It's not above, below.
Right.
They're helpers. Because basically God created one being, said this isn't quite right, so let's split it apart. So we have a man and a woman. And they come together, become one as a team.
Well, and even God said right there in the scripture, it says, that he created a helpmate.
Right.
He didn't create a carpet for you. He created a helpmate for you.
Right.
And that's what we are supposed to be. And I know, I mean, we're not perfect. We're human.
Right.
But I really try to go beyond. I try to do extra things for you. I try to make sure things are done. You know, I do the best that I can. I'm not always perfect at it, but the fact that I'm trying, and, you know, I don't say, well, you know, I'm not doing that because that's your job. I mean, that's not what I do. No, we don't. I don't do that. And he doesn't do that to me either. Wow. So,
in fact, a lot of times I say, "Get out of my way. Let me help you do this." And she goes, "No, I like it this way." It's like, "So get out of my way. You can just fix it later."
Yeah, right. And I'm trying to get over that. You know. Right. And I still have my little quirks, but yeah.
Yeah. So within 100%, right? It's no matter what you do, you guys are together. So when she's sick, I'm sick. The relationship keeps moving forward no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Work money still comes in, self-help's at the house, things happen. So say your spouse got hurt. Who's going to help take care of the bills? Who's going to help do stuff? That means somebody has to step up and help cover that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always a give and take. But it's a give and take on both parties equally at 100%.
Right.
Not the 50%.
Well, and see, my situation is, you know, I just stay at home. I'm at home. I homeschool. I do, you know, whatever. So I don't necessarily work outside the home.
No.
You know, and there's a lot of women that are in that position as well. Right. And it's a choice that they've made.
Right. And that's fine. I don't mind you staying at home working. But because I look at it like this, I go to work, I do all the stuff, I bring the money in the house. You're taking care of the house. You're taking care of the kids. You're taking care of all the needs that goes on with the house.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still taking care of my needs. So and I'm still taking care of your needs. So it's still working together.
Right.
Because you have to work together in a relationship. It's like communication. You have to communicate. Well, it's the same thing.
Right. And again, here we are. I mean, yes, we're talking about the 100 versus the 50-50, and we've said it before in other lives, so go check them out. But communication is always, it's a golden key that we've talked about, that if you're not communicating, then even that 100 isn't going to function right if you don't have the golden key of communication. And however you communicate, you need to learn how to. Right.
Because, you know, even growing up, my parents ran a boarding home for older people. It's not a nursing home, but a boarding home. There is a difference.
Yeah.
And almost every one of them that were couples or what have you, it's always communication kept the marriage together, kept the relationship going. And if it wasn't for any communication, there was no relationship. So that's why it's so important to talk about everything.
Right.
Everything. Because there should be no secrets between you and her, or her and him.
Right.
Or your partner.
Right. And so within the 100, you should be able to, you know, do things without worrying that, you know.
Right.
I mean, so I'm saying, because we've seen it where you got the couple where they're like over each other so much because they're worried that something's going to happen, or, you know, or whatever.
They track each other because you can't trust each other. It's like, why are you in that relationship?
Right.
You can't trust each other. Why are you in that relationship?
Now, I mean, we used to have, you know, that Life 360 on our phone, but at the time that we had it, we really didn't have iPhones, so it didn't work properly. So it showed you somewhere that you were the previous day, and I'm like, it was like, what? I mean, if I was really,
and we'll be driving in the car together and saying, and it'll pop up, hey, Jerry's over here.
And we're like in the same car together, so we kind of gave that up. Now I know that there are some of you that do Life 360, and it works great for y'all. But we didn't have a good experience with it, so I'm reluctant to try again.
Right.
You know, but I'm not saying that you shouldn't have that on your phone because sometimes it does come in handy. It's
Right.
how you're using it. If you're
Right.
using it as you're worried
tool
that they're
to-
going to be doing something that they shouldn't, or use it to over each other's head. Well, you were here. Then that's the wrong way to use it,
Right.
and that destroys a relationship, not
Yeah.
help it.
Because where's the trust? You always have to have trust in a relationship, and trust is built over time.
Right. And and we knew some people before, he had a discretion in their past. I think it was even before they were even together. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. But there was a discretion, and she still held it over him, even though he asked forgiveness and he tried to change, and he was being, he was faithful and everything, but held it over her. And she kind of ran the house.
Yeah.
And that is not what a true marriage and relationship is. A woman's not supposed to really be running the house. Right. Not like what that was.
Well, there's a lot of stress factors that a lot of women don't understand.
We're not built for some of the stress that a head of a household is under.
And how a man is treated and how a man processes things is way different than a woman is. I don't care if you're a trans or whatever, or just somebody who's been hurt and you've gone the man side of a female relationship. You're still a female, and you don't understand the process of a man thinks.
Right.
So no offense, but it's just the way life is.
Right.
So when like going to town, going to places, you're treated differently.
Oh yeah, women are totally treated differently. Well, see, and here's the thing: we're not talking about this. What we're talking about is completely different than your skills of being able to pay the bills and account the books, because some women are just better at doing that.
Right.
And so you pay the bills, you make sure that everything's balanced and blah, 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 blah.
Because we have friends that are that way. The woman pays all the stuff, takes care of all of that.
Yeah. And we're not talking about that. We're talking about when they literally like take charge of what happens in the house and how it's run and blah, 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 blah. And the man just sits back and takes it. That's completely different.
Right.
Than you stepping up and helping each other out and working together as a unit to use your skills and your expertise and what your knowledge to do things is different than the role that is taken.
No. I want to phrase this. Okay. So in a relationship, that's how that should be. The man takes care of all this other stuff. And you guys work together, to work each other's strengths.
Right.
And so that way you complement, each strength complements each other's weaknesses.
Right.
That's the perfect relationship.
You can learn more about that in the 5-day challenge that we did.
Right.
I mean, we talked deep more about that, but.
Right. So sexually, if you're where the female's the dominant and the male's not, then that's fine. But that's in the bedroom. That's in your own separate, I guess, fantasy world, if you want to call it. But that's the way some people are. And that's fine. If that's your cup of tea, that's your cup of tea. But in a relationship, in a good, hearty relationship, overall, the man takes care of all the stress, takes care of all the stuff. So the woman doesn't have to take care of that. Because that's what the man's job is. That's why we have big, strong shoulders, because we take care of the worldly stress. Think of it like this. There's always an old saying, you step out, you have an umbrella, right? A man holds the umbrella. The woman steps out from underneath the umbrella, she gets what? Wet. So the man holds the umbrella all the time. Now, if she just makes different choices, makes things and steps out from under the umbrella, there's consequences. And some consequences are good, some consequences are bad. So then the man has to make what? Move that umbrella to protect her off of the stuff.
Right. Well, and like for us, I mean, there's times that I ask, what's going on and, how, and you go, I just got things to worry about. I'm worried about it. And I said, well, but you're supposed to be talking to me. Well, I am talking about you right now, blah, blah, blah. So, you tell me when I start noticing that the stress is kind of hitting you, and
But I do that because if I told you every little thing all the time,
I would totally freak.
right.
And I would not feel safe. I would feel worried. I wouldn't have,
Right.
and that is not ideal for a relationship either. Because we as women start to worry, freak out, and get scared and fearful, then we start losing confidence in the position that you are in as leader, confidant,
Right.
the strong protector. When you never want,
And you don't want that.
you don't want your wife, your spouse, your partner, you do not want them to lose confidence in your position.
Right. So that's why a lot of guys won't say anything to the wife because they don't want to lose that. And they don't want to feel they're not worthy enough to hold that position. Because if you're always complaining about it, always saying something about it, and the woman starts looking at you like, well, why are you doing that? Why are you complaining all the time? Why are you doing this? How come I'm stressing about this?
It's a way that you're going to also will lose confidence in your position.
Right.
So
that's why a lot of guys don't say anything because they don't want to lose
until it's like an appropriate time.
Right.
I don't think you should keep things from.
Well, no, if there's major decisions that needs to happen in our relationship, I say, hey, this is what I got going on. I got this, and this. These are the choices that we have.
Right.
Which way do you think we should go?
Right.
I'm looking at this because this is what's going to happen, and I explain it to you.
Right.
If we go this route, this is what's going to happen. If we go this route, this is what's going to happen. If we go this route, this is what's going to happen, or this can happen.
Right.
And we talk about it. We talk it out. It's like, okay, so let's go this route, and here we are.
Right.
But if you knew all the little details of what goes into those psychological warfare the guy does, you'd freak out.
Right. But again, we weren't designed to take on that type of task.
Right.
I mean, we can do great things. We can be powerful women, and we can hold powerful corporate positions. Not saying that we can't.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
We can be in leadership positions, but when it comes to family, how God designed the family, this is where So I want to make that distinction because I don't want to hear blah 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 blah. It's like we're not talking about that. We're talking about the family unit. The core unit, yeah. Of that, where this is what it should be.
Right.
And it's 100. The scripture backs it out. Christ laid it out for it. He actually modeled it to us. And if we are to truly follow that, then that's what it needs to be. 100. And if you don't feel like you're quite there yet, well,
that's why
what we're here for, to help you see that, because again, there's those mentorships, I'm not say counseling, but there's another word for it, coaching. There's coaching that that's what we're here for, just so you know.
Right.
And sometimes that perspective helps you. It will help you to grow. So if you're wanting to grow, have coaches, have mentors.
Right.
And that's what we do. We have coaches, we have mentors, we are growing and learning from, so we can rise up higher, because we know that there's a calling on our life. And if we are not leveling up and learning and keeping ourselves up, we can't help others.
Right.
So, but we're hoping that was valuable to you guys.
Right.
Right.
So it's kind of a little bit of a rabbit trail off of 100 and 50. But I think the rabbit trail is important for you to understand where we're coming from and what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So now you understand why it's important to have 100%. So the man takes care of, or the man figure takes care of the stresses of the house. The woman takes care of all the emotionals of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, when you guys come together, he can he can relax and feel safe and go, hey, honey, just guess what? And the wife goes, hey, I understand. Here, let me help you.
Right. And it's going to be a lot better, a better relationship,
Right.
more harmonious. And who doesn't want that?
Right.
I mean, I think that's what we're all striving for. And if you don't have that yet, you know, you can reach out if you want some guidance or help for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, hope the guys found value in that, and you see the value in that. Drop a 1 if you are agreeing with that. And also, we were mentioning we are going to have a membership option.
Right.
It's called Abundance Tribe, and that's going to be, well, we're opening it up to founding members right now. And that's going to be opening up in June. It's going to be a community where we're going to actually come in there. You'll get more time with us.
Right.
Founders will get some one-on-one time with us, actually.
Right.
That's the benefit of that. But we'll be doing, weekly calls where you'll actually be able to talk to us. It's like, so we'll be zooming in and you'll be able to, actually see us, and we'll actually be able to see your beautiful faces too,
Right.
and be able to talk to us. You'll be able to ask questions. You'll be, get some coaching and, get over some humps or whatever in any type of relationship or finances.
Right.
Or whatever. That's what we're going to be doing. And that's what that community is going to be for, to help others grow, coaching. And so that's going to be, I do believe we've got the information coming out. It's going to be like dreaminfluencers.life/tribe. So we'll pop that in so you guys can check it out. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So,
awesome.
And we're going to be bringing tons of value to that. We're actually going to be getting a hold of some people to actually come in that have a deeper knowledge of other things that,
Oh, yeah. You always bring mentors in.
Yeah.
That way you guys understand, like, hey,
where we're coming from, and
right.
knowing that, we're not know-it-alls. We have people that
help.
We want to help share.
And our mentors have mentors.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
I mean, everybody has a mentor. Everybody.
Or at least you should. If you don't,
then maybe you shouldn't be with that person.
Yeah, right. So anyway, with that being said, we'll go for now and see you same time next week.
All right, guys. Have fun.
Bye for now.
Be blessed.
Bye.